Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Next time, you want to know what it is.
They just ruined the blade? I figured out a log. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good, good. How are you?
Good.
It's a little better than yesterday.
Oh,
Well, got a little Monday blues,
Monday.
whatever.
blues.
So,
What you got going on?
we're milling.
Is it milling time?
Yes, it's milling time.
I feel like that's gonna wind up on a shirt one of these days.
Oh, God. Well, if we can figure out how to do that stuff.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
So where we at today?
We got a log.
Got a log. We're gonna mill it.
We
And the
gotta mill it.
lumber.
Into lumber.
This is a sophisticated operation.
Logs to lumber is what the cool kids say.
Gotcha.
Or trash to treasure, or
What are you making this
whatever.
into? What is it, first of all? What is this thing?
Some kind of an oak. It's got a little rottenness in the middle. So we haven't gone too much into what we're doing here, but basically he's got a bunch of logs that we're trying to help process, and it's kind of becoming a partnership thing. We started off doing some logs for him and basically cutting it down to something that he can work with, because he's only got a wood miser and an old circle mill, and some of these big logs are just too big and bulky to work with. So it's kind of like we'll do something for him, and then he'll give us logs kind of as payment. So these are some of the kind of payment logs that we did. I say kind of because they're not like prime logs, and it's fine.
Well, you didn't exactly do prime work either. So I think it's a good trade.
Would you like to trade? Would you like to try?
I'm not driven, I'm just saying.
I think all things considered, I did okay.
I think you did good. I just think it's good we didn't mess up a big, like a nice one, you know?
Yeah.
Some of those logs I see over there.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
He
some
does
of
that.
those things.
Oh my god. That and that and that.
I know. There's some treasures over there.
There's some. Yeah. So we're new to this mill. This mill is not new. Trying to figure out how to do it. I haven't run a mill in 4 years, 3 years.
Just 4 days he was born.
4 days. Yeah, about
Three
three and a half years.
years.
So for several reasons, we've been starting off with lower quality logs
Yes.
that can be made into lumber. It's not quite like firewood rotten logs. He's got some logs that are like, he's got shades of gray that are just probably going to go straight to the mulcher or the firewood if we can find a mulcher big enough. But anyway, these are kind of practice logs, and anytime you're starting a new mill, starting something new, it's good to have stuff like this, because basically if you mess up, you don't want to mess up whatever prime walnut. So we're messing up not primed stuff, but we're still getting good stuff out of it. The first log I did, I was off on the measurements and number of cuts just because I was getting used to setting the kerf and doing this and doing that, because it's just it's pretty crude how it runs, and maybe I'm spoiled from what I was running last.
So bougie.
But, well, even the LT15 had notches. Like, you could notch it. I can't remember if it was every 16th or quarter inch or something. I don't know what it was, but there were notches. And so as you would move it, it would go from notch to notch to notch. And this doesn't. Well, I guess it was only one dimension, so you were only just going down. So it would notch down, and you could, I don't know, it was a more, here you go. And this is not notched at all. It's just like, move it until you feel like stopping it. So trying to narrow it down on right at 6 inches is kind of, you're just eyeballing the tape measure, and it's fine. It's just getting used to doing all that and getting familiar with that. So there's a lot of, I guess, possibility for error if you're not paying attention. So I was paying attention the first log, but I wasn't used to doing what I was supposed to be doing. Anyway, got off a little bit. All right, this is some kind of a oak. I think it's a red oak based on the amount of rot, because white oak doesn't tend to rot near as much. And so red oak, we've been kind of making 2x6 and 2x8s out of it, I think, to become some kind of a workbench or some kind of something. We don't really have things in mind. We've got some things in mind.
One thing at a time.
One thing at a time.
Trying to get set up.
We're trying to get set up, yeah. And it's also, it's not like, okay, this board is fine here, but not there. You know, like there's weirdness to some of these just based on what the logs are, and we're trying to get what we can out of it. But somebody comes to buy a 2x6, they want a clean 2x6 the whole. You know, they're not. It's easier to work with if you're.
So what do you think we're gonna find in here?
I'm hoping we'll get some lumber out of it. So there's some rot on it, and on the butt end, and when I've seen that, sometimes it goes the full length of the log, but sometimes it only goes a foot and kind of just fades away real quick. It's kind of hard to tell. You never really know, because the outside looks good, and it's not obvious. It's not like full on in the trash, but it's kind of one of those. Any large sawmill is going to reject it, and that's what happened. This was rejected by a large sawmill, and not these guys, but
Bigger sawmill.
That's another story. But there's goodness in it. It's just takes a little bit more time to get to the goodness, and
there's also some risk. Isn't there like
risk.
Black on the end, so there could be some metal?
So the metal, I don't know. There's some paint in it. So yeah, like I said, this was rejected from a larger sawmill, and it's not always clear because they'll just send a load over here of all the rejects, and it's not always clear why they rejected it. So sometimes it could be metal, it could be a species they don't like, it could be a bad cut, like if it's cut to 7 foot 11 inches, or you know, whatever. They'll reject it for that kind of stuff. If it's got knots. So a lot of these logs come over here because they got knots, and honestly, that's kind of a good thing for me and for us. Like I like to see that kind of stuff, especially with the big logs. I mean, that makes for much prettier slabs and mantles and that sort of thing. Well, the large sawmills don't want to mess with it because they're cutting 1x8s and whatever flooring and stuff like that. So that's just more for them to deal with. And that's fine. That's what they do, and that's what we're doing. So we're just finding the slot. We're just filling a gap and doing something good with these logs that they're not going to do anything with. So
cool. Well, let's get to milling. It's milling time.
It's milling time.
She thinks I'm a little lazy. I think she's a little crazy. We like summer, we like spring. Watching wrestling in the ring. She ain't shy, she speaks her mind. Tough as nails and smooth as wine. We burn hot as kerosene. Baby, we got our own thing. She ain't skinny and I ain't tall, and that don't bother us at all. I run naked through the yard. She flash every police car, drinking wine and getting tired of shooting out the damn street lights. How does she put up with me? Oh, baby, we got our own thing. We got our own thing. We don't need no ring. We ain't rich, but son of a, we're a hillbilly king and queen. Life don't seem so hard with you beneath the stars. 'Cause we're growing four-leaf clovers in the yard.
There ain't nothing that he can't fix. He's a hard-headed son of a. We got married on the Georgian line. Watch out, ladies, this one is mine. He works hard and just don't quit. Even if his pants don't fit, Lord, he'll be the death of me. Baby, we've got our own thing. We eat good like you ought to do. Mashed potatoes and gravy too. Picnic table out in the back. He's only had one heart attack. Pecan pie beneath the moon. Paper plates and plastic spoons. We're as close as two sardines. Baby, we got our own thing.
We got our own thing. We don't need no ring. We ain't rich, but son of a, we're a hillbilly king and queen. Life don't seem so hard with you beneath the stars.
What has happened?
Well, we found some metal. It's decently sized. So the first, well, I mean, 2 cuts ago, I found a piece. It was a pretty good sized bolt. It's probably about 3/8 diameter. It's pretty good size. Looks like a lag bolt. It cut through it really well, actually. I mean, you could hear the tink, but this size of bolt would have torn up a wood miser blade, and I don't know that it would have been destroyed. So I've hit a lot of nails with the.
You have experience in this.
I have some experience, and having the sharpening equipment at home, I also have experience fixing the blades, and just kind of remembering and feeling things. A lot of like smaller nails, you could fix the blade, and I think we have a video on that actually. But you basically just, keep on grinding, and okay, if you're 5 or 10 tooth, who cares? Okay, you don't have 10 tooth, so what? But this kind of bolt would have certainly torn up a wood miser blade. You couldn't have fixed it, so that would have been totally destroyed. And this thing kept on cutting. It wasn't obvious if it was any slower or not, but it felt like it was about the same. But then coming towards the end, we found a piece. We found a piece that probably another bolt that couldn't cut through.
You think there was a nice treehouse in this thing at one point? Is that what it's seeming like? That
is possible. That is very possible. I tried cutting through it probably more than I should have tried cutting through it, just to see. Because when I first hit it, it kind of stopped. And I was like, I don't know what this blade is capable of. So I was like, well, let me just try to hit it again at a different angle or something. And no, that's too much. So,
Did you just tear up this blade?
I don't think I tore it up, but I got to sharpen it now.
Oh, okay.
I mean, at any rate, we're going to try to excavate this. You want to, I don't know what if you want to.
I'm trying to figure out. Let me pair of safety glasses again. Mine broke last week, and I've been forgetting about them until I'm here.
An extra pair in the Palisade.
Seriously? Hold on 1 second.
Sorry, I
It's fine.
didn't realize.
It's all good.
finding it everywhere. The rustiness kind of blended in with the log
Character.
character.
Hey, what color you want your log? I want a bolt color. I think they still stain in that shade, don't they? No?
Cherry color, walnut color, rusty bolt color.
I-beam color.
We got everything.
Gosh, being in New York last weekend, all the I-beams, it's just incredible. That city is so inspiring. And they did it way back when, you know?
Yeah.
It's so inspiring. It's like crazy. It's crazy what people are capable of. You know, you got a big enough why. It doesn't matter like the how. It just figures itself out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and all the carvings, like the stone carvings that they've got.
Yeah.
Not exactly a CNC machine.
Right. Oh yeah, they got together, didn't they?
Goodness. No wonder it was. Look at that.
Can't quite see. So it's still in there, no?
Oh yeah.
Is this the top part of it?
So part of it's here. It's kind of got a curve, and then part of it's in there. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I was trying to not hit. I didn't want to hit you.
You're really sweet.
I hit me.
Give me a second.
I'll be right back. We should take some B-roll. To fly the drone.
The flat kite.
To fly a kite. Oh. Next time you want to know what it is.
You're really gonna...
Sorry, YouTubes. I was trying.
I don't think people want to see what that metal looks like without the wood around it.
Oh, I think that's what they did.
No, I don't think so.
Well, we'll find out in the comments.
I'm sure. Leave your comment down below. Let us know.
Should we have done that or continued or not?
We'll save it. We get enough comments, we'll go through the pile and make a thing. Boy, look at that. That's gnarly. But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more.
Seems like that's coming out pretty easily, no?
I mean, the wood isn't exactly solid. Yeah, it is coming out.
Hey, let me see. Hold it up. There it is. All right. Well, back to milling.
Is it milling time?
It's milling time.
Well, I think it's sharpening blade time.
Oh, that.
And we also got this thing. I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
Not really sure what that is. Looks like it could be one of these.
How did you remember that?
Remember things.
You know, we probably would have gotten a date if it wasn't for that.
Change the blades.
Did it just ruin the blade?
It didn't ruin the blade, but it busted off all the tips.
Should we just continue with it? Because there's a bunch of metal left? Or not, I mean, we don't know if there's a bunch of metal left. Like, should we just see if it'll continue to cut?
The teeth are just gone.
You don't think it's gonna cut? So it's just like, I figured it out along.
No. So the teeth, you can replace the teeth are like $4.
Oh.
And they're soldered on.
I was wondering why you were so calm about this.
I mean, I have to do it, and I get the little jig and whatever, but
But it's not $300.
it's not. Well, it's probably about $300, but I gotta get for the thing, for the jig. I think the jig is 200 something.
Oh crap! We gotta buy it.
I gotta give that back. You think this is the first time we're gonna hit metal?
No, it's fine.
No, it's just one of those. I just didn't do it because it was like, well, we do have another blade that has fresh teeth. I actually have two blades. One blade is, I thought was horrible, but the first blade we had.
Let's put that sucker on.
Maybe they put that.
Before we put a brand new one with this long.
Because I think the other one is a brand new blade.
Yeah.
So maybe let's put the.
That sounds like a good idea.
The warbly one on.
Let's do that.
Go team.
I look out across the water, I smell the salt, I feel the breeze, but in my heart I hear the calling of my old home, Tennessee. Even though where these rivers why the wind chooses when and where to blow. The sun is gonna rise each and every time, and I've still got Tennessee on. Yeah, I've still got Tennessee on my mind. Yeah.
Well, I left Chattanooga, boy, had a dollar and a dime. Headed out for Nashville on the Hard Rock Line. I'm working on that old steamboat and learned to ride the steam. When my feet had touched dry land, how happy I did feel. Been saving every penny for to make up through the fall. Working for that dollar, but it never adds up at all. But coming around the river bank where the old train whistle sang, the very next thing you hear from me, I've been tied to a ball and chain. Well, come this time tomorrow, reckon I don't know where I'll be. But if it wasn't for that old sheriff, I'd be back in Tennessee, playing cards and crap games, not looking for the score. And if I ever get back home again, I'll never own no more. Gather round, you good time boys, listen to my song. May not know better, but I know you know right from wrong. Buy yourself a postcard so you can see the lights of town. Find yourself a country girl, keep quiet and settle down.